Hey everybody, welcome to the next commentary of the NECROBINDER series that we've been doing, where we're trying to go through all the Ascensions, and we're on the final part of the series with the double boss Ascension 10. The highest, Slay the Spire 2, is that roguelike card game that just recently came out. The Slay the Spire 1 was the first one, and a lot of people consider it to be like one of the first really popular roguelike card games. And today we are going to be trying to beat the hardest difficulty with the double boss of the Ascension 10, and of course all of the previous difficulties with the NECROBINDER. NECROBINDER is one that has their summon, where they have Osti, their hand, that allows them to kind of block for them. So anyways, let's just get started with it. We will start off with having a selection of this. And how this game works is that we start off with a deck of cards that have block cards and dealing damage. You have 3 energy at the beginning. You get relics by going through. There's shops, there's events, and there's places to heal, with 3 acts where you fight a boss at the end before moving on to the next one and healing some. Ascension 10 is just a bunch of different, like, bad stuff for you, because there's, like, potion slots, and you have less potion slots with different Ascensions. So we're just playing on the most difficult one. We are starting off with stuff that can either be gold, transform a card, or obtain 2 random relics and additional strike and defend. The relics sometimes could be very useful. So can transforming, and so can the golden pearl for stuff. There's also usually about 3 to 4 different ways of playing every single character. I do understand which ones we're supposed to be using on this character, but let's see what we can do. I'm kind of honestly down to, I guess, maybe get the money, because that's like a pretty substantial amount. We can have about 250 gold. I like entering shops with about 300-ish. So I'm fine with probably going this way and immediately hitting it, because this will make it so the early game is easier. Act 1 can sometimes be kind of hard if you can't make your deck very powerful quickly. But the gist of it is that we usually want to try to win each combat, taking no damage whatsoever. Right as combat starts, Osti, our hand, gets 1 summon, which will resummon them if they ever die. And this guy will always hit Osti before hitting me, meaning that we can try to get as much damage off as possible while they hit Osti, and hopefully not me ever. The early game, usually you can get away with being able to kill without ever taking damage. But if you don't kill them quickly, they can like strengthen themselves and get very powerful, so it depends. Like 16 damage is a lot, and I can't kill it immediately here. But if I use summon to make it so that happens, and we can see like what the enemy is going to do before we do our turn, so we kind of just react to it, we're able to defend against this guy and make it so we didn't take any damage. We deal 10 damage. How this works is that our beginning deck has Osti stuff, where we can summon, which makes Osti get more, and then we have Osti also does more damage based off of a current HP of Osti itself. So I'm believing that if I do this, this does so much damage that now our last bit of energy is like going to be up like here somewhere, because that's where I put it. We'll be able to kill it with that, and then at the end we get loot, and sometimes we might have really crazy cards to make ourselves very powerful. Right at the beginning, our deck could be so many different things right now. Debilitate, there are like common, rare, and uncommon. Uncommon are these blue ones. Makes it so vulnerable and weak are twice as effective. We don't have any cards that synergize with that just yet, but it usually is pretty dang good, because vulnerability is you deal 50% more to enemies, and we can make it so it's 100% more effective, which is crazy. And we're about to enter a shop that might have something in there that I want. Otherwise, I wouldn't take anything, or I would grab one of these instead. I'm going to risk it and take it, though. So the shopkeeper will have stuff for me to grab. And the stuff that we have available is the cards on top. We have relics over here. We have strikes and defense gain ethereal. There is an ethereal version of playing Necrobinder, but I'm not sure if I really want to do that. Upgraded attacks deal bonus damage. We also have these colorless cards that could be for any character. Rolling Boulder sometimes can be pretty good. But remember that I did take something that is something about vulnerable being very efficient, and this applies vulnerability. But there's also a rare card which is about souls. Right now, I think we'll just do High Five to make Osti stronger, though. I feel like that's probably the best thing. Now, making strikes and defense ethereal can probably sometimes thin your deck so quickly during combat, because ethereal means that when you don't play it, it exhausts itself. Exhausting means that it will make it where it's not usable until the next combat. Otherwise, I have one that also can give me power whenever we do every other combat for card rewards. We can also remove a card from our deck, which is usually pretty efficient. Dude, making my deck super thin probably would be very good for Soul specifically. Like if I had this. But I think I'm not going to do that because I think I'm just going to make it so I die. So instead, I'm just going to remove a strike. I'm going to grab Spur to make it so Osti hopefully can survive a little bit better. It's not my favorite card to make Osti more powerful, but it can be okay. And that's like a decent start to the beginning of our deck. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. We will just block. What this guy did is make us small, so we deal 30% less damage, but Osti still hits just as hard as they always do, because Osti is a different entity than me. So whenever I'm doing stuff, it actually is causing this debuff is not affecting Osti's abilities in the slightest, which is great. We're gonna kill it. We took 1 damage there, but that's okay. We have another Osti card, which makes it so we can add Retain to something in our hand so we don't discard it. We also have Drain Power, which allows us to upgrade cards that go through our deck. And honestly, that might be better than adding Retain currently, because I don't have like synergy with attacking with more than 1 Osti card. And upgrading your cards usually is pretty efficient. I think we're going to give that guy a high five. And probably just defend. We'll just use Summon. Osti will die. We'll just res them again. We'll use Debilitate. So now they take double damage, so that does 12 now, which is perfect. And it does have the, like, vulnerable is twice as effective, but it's not working right now because of, them not having vulnerable on them, because there are different types of, like, debuffs, and we're still able to win. We got a potion, so we have a weak potion, which is pretty nice to make it so somebody can't kill us as fast. Also, that, like, synergizes with, my Debilitate, so we can, like, use that together. And weak. Whenever you draw an ethereal card, draw 1 card. That would have been pretty interesting with the relic that I had in that place, but we didn't grab that. And of course, it's like hindsight. I feel like Defy works in our benefit because, I mean, being able to apply it without a potion is very good. Now, fighting elites can give us relics like this one up here that gave me the 150 gold. They sometimes are very good. Sometimes it's like kind of risky to do it. In our case, I can also go and just remove a card, potentially, just to make the deck thinner if I really wanted to. But usually the events can have things that are okay, just a battle instead. But sometimes there's events that are like, you get to choose from a selection of like 8 cards. So I usually like trying to grab those. I'm going to use Debilitate on this guy. We don't have much defensive tool here, but I also have that potion, so I'm going to use that because he's going to deal 14 damage. So I just reduce his damage by such a significant amount that it's now only 6. So I'm not going to really get damaged very hard here, which was great. If I use Drain Power, we upgrade 2 random cards. I think I would rather use that. Actually, let's use Unleash and then Drain Power and then block. Cool. I'm okay with both of those getting upgraded, and we'll just wait. He just applied something to make it so my attacks cost more, but I didn't draw any attacks, which is okay with me. We will just make him weak again, so he doesn't really deal that much. We will also just block. And the Spur only is summon 3, but honestly, I already am feeling pretty confident that we're okay here, so I'll just use it anyways. We redrew it. Okay, it does 12 damage on this. That guy's about to deal 10. We can still probably deal enough to make it so we can fight him next turn. He only deals a little bit of damage to OC, so we're keeping him alive. They die. We're keeping our HP good. Usually, it gets really difficult to win later on. During the early game, it's not too bad. For, like, making sure you don't take any damage whatsoever unless you become very broken. So, our choices, and we can always skip as well, is that we have one that is going to create soul cards, which make it where you use them and they exhaust themselves, but they cost 0, and they let you cycle through your deck very fast. It's usually pretty nice to have. But also, we have this uncommon OST card, and if we truly are going to do more OST stuff, it synergizes okay. It's alright. It causes OC to be able to summon every single time I use an OC-type move. And there's synergy with other cards that might show up. Saying might kind of is scary, but yeah. Oh, okay, so we have, of course, these events. We've already went through all these events with the other part of the series that we've been doing, because we're only on the part 10 of it with the Ascension 10. We have one that is just heal, and I can upgrade a card in my deck. Upgrading a card sometimes can be really beneficial depending on, like, if it applies more effects and stuff, but in our case, I feel like we don't have the best ones. Drain Power is okay, I guess. Otherwise, we can make it where the first time we play a card in combat, we get Sown, which makes it so it gives us bonus energy. And I really feel like that might be pretty good. So that's what I'm gonna do. What do I want to put it on? The first time we play it, we get 1 energy, which makes it so it basically doesn't cost anything whatsoever. I just want to put that on Debilitate, so no matter what, I can make sure that I continuously can keep up the Defy and, like, the weakened effects. Otherwise, I could put on Retain, because obviously being able to, like, hold on to this all the time could be okay, but that's only if I can make OC strong, and I can't right now. So I'm just going to put on Debilitate so I can just, like, always be using it whenever I see it. We will have to... Well, I guess we don't have to fight an Elite, but I might be down to... Let's just see what this is first. All these... There's no event rooms, guys. Jeez. Every single one is just this. I don't have another move that OC can hit, so that doesn't mean that Sikkim is necessarily very good for this, beginning fight, for sure. They're gonna kill Osti. Let's just retain the Spur for now. We didn't take any damage, which is fine. We used Debilitate. We'll just use this. We'll make it so Osti gets healed back up to full so we can keep them strong, because they're also, like, my shield as well. They're gonna deal 14 damage. Ouch. Firstly, I'm gonna apply Vulnerable just so I hit very hard, but I think I would rather just not take the damage than anything else. Wow, you are dishing out some crazy damages, dude. But I can probably, I think, kill here. Because making it so I can deal double damage with vulnerability is just that strong. And we also got a potion right before the elite fight, too, which is amazing. We have one that is like when Osti can be sacrificed, we can get block and also deal damage to all enemies, which is AoE, and sometimes AoE is like very effective. But that means that it would be difficult to keep Osti alive with like Sikkim, which sometimes is very necessary. We also have another Defy. I feel like I just don't want anything. We're gonna skip and just go to the elite. Okay, so it's a singular elite. There are different types of elites in this game. I'm going to... see what the attack potion gives us. We got Squeeze. It does bonus damage based off of our other Osti attacks. We only get to have this for this combat. It also makes it where the cost of it is only 0 for the first cast, but that is a very good beginning, at least, to make it so we can dish out a lot. This guy will get strong very quickly, and Spur, honestly, is only gonna, like, block 3 damage, so I'm just gonna instead hold on to it and not care. We'll use Debilitate immediately. We'll use Defy to make it so it doesn't deal, like, any damage to us. And also, that's gonna, like, fully block it, so if I just use High Five here, we can make it so it has Vulnerable. We're beating this elite very quickly, which is great, because if we can just not let them ever scale, that's like the best possible thing. And as you can see, we just can kill it straight up. We're very lucky that we're able to do that. Okay, so we'd had one. Strength and Dex means that, like, you apply it onto your character, and it will last for the rest of combat. Specifically, I guess I didn't mention that. It gives you... Strength on attacks is very good for, like, multi-hit stuff, but otherwise it just, like, adds the value. So 1 strength is just 1 bonus damage, so this would deal 12 instead of 11. And then Dex is just the same. For 1 Dex is 1 more block, so this would block for 6. We have a potion for tripling my block, and we also have a new relic, which is, if I don't play any attacks during my turn, I get an additional 1 energy for the next turn. We have Poke, which is good for making it so Osti can attack more frequently. We also have this, which allows us to exhaust our hand to make it easier to cycle through our deck, but also, if we ever have 9, we can get Intangible. I don't know if I can use that very efficiently, but I've heard that it can be used sometimes very well, because you can, like, cause yourself to make it so you're just exhausting so many cards so frequently. It's just that I don't think that I can win with, only these. So I feel like I should still take probably Parse here just to, like, cycle through the... do I want to cycle through the deck? Does it even matter to cycle through the deck? Not really. But Poke isn't very good. Yet. If I was able to cycle through faster, then yes, it could be insane. I don't know, not a very good beginning to, like, making my deck Giga Broken. If I end a turn with at least 10 block, deal 6 damage to a random enemy is alright. If I was to fight this elite, I can't get to this other healing zone with the rest zone, so I'm not going to go there. We're just going to go fight these guys instead. I don't even know what all of these guys do perfectly, so... I guess I'll just use Debilitate on this guy, though, because he's about to deal 8. So if I was to use Defy on him, I could make him deal the least amount of damage. Because I do want to defend myself a bit. I know that I probably could kill him as well, but I'm honestly blocking for 6, and he would have only done 4 damage. Or I guess he would have done... I don't know, I feel like that was still the best option. Maybe it was a mistake on my end. That guy's gonna deal 9. We can probably kill him very quickly, though, with 1 single hit, which is okay. So that guy's gone. This guy's gonna deal only 6. We can use Bodyguard to just make it so now Osti will die, and then instead just kill this guy immediately. Not bad. We cannot kill this guy in one hit. Our next two moves also might not be able to kill him. I think that we'll just have to tank the damage, huh? Because we just don't have enough. Still not that bad of a round, though, honestly. OC's attacks deal additional damage. Sure, that's a power. Power is when you use them, they'll just, like, attach to your character. It kind of, like, exhausts in a way, but it doesn't. It just disappears until the next one. And we will also just rest. I'm going to rest for now because I am going into another elite battle and I'm a little bit scared. This one is like almost like a damage test. What's going to happen is that when I should I use parse? Oh my gosh, I'm scared that I'm going to draw something that I would rather hold on to, but I'm going to use it, I guess. Darn, I did get a power. This guy has a debuff where whenever we play a card, he takes 10% more damage, and he will wake up and then eventually just deal like 23 damage every single turn and just consistently hit every single time, so it's like a DPS check, and we have to deal enough. Applying vulnerability, of course, is like one of the most efficient things we can do immediately, especially if I draw that other one that makes it so the vulnerability is like way stronger, which we didn't get just yet. We should probably use this because it's ethereal, so it exhausts if I don't use it. But let's do card order first. I also am going to make it so OC is a little bit stronger. That means that I'm not going to be able to deal that much damage for this round, but I think it's important because if I don't do this, then I am a little bit concerned about just not being able to, like, weaken him later on. Because I don't think that we can, like, cycle through to kill him very quickly. We might have wanted to use that potion, too. I just want to use one potion, though. I don't want to use both. So I'll use the fish oil. I'll defend. I will triple my block. Then I will debilitate. And I will strike, and I will drain power. Just to make it so I get random stuff buffed inside of my discard. We get to cycle through our deck again. Now, if I use Defy on this guy, at least I can reduce the amount of damage that he does by such a significant amount. Way more than you usually can. I can Spur to keep this guy alive. I have Debilitate again, not that it matters too much probably for that. It will still last until next turn. 13 damage is honestly still a lot. Let's just continue keeping that debuff on him. He's not going to be weak anymore, but that's okay. Because we were probably going to take damage regardless eventually. It's pretty difficult to not take no damage. We're just going to use the Empowered Defend card just to make it so we are okay slightly. And now the question is, can I deal enough here? 14 plus 22 plus 14. Yeah. Should be enough, especially with the debuffs. Where each card makes it so the next one is 10% more. Our next relic is, at the start of your third turn, get 18 block. That's pretty convenient. I mean, that definitely can sometimes, like, save runs. We have another Osti card. This one is that if Osti was... If you use an attack of Osti, it goes to 0 instead of 2. It's not really the best card ever. It's, like, okay. But we do have a lot of OC attacks, so it kind of synergizes well. We just don't have the best card draw. Do I think that I should go over to this guy? Probably not. The boss has, like, kind of 2 phases, which sometimes can be kind of difficult to go versus. Because they have something called ringing. Can I kill any of these guys? I can't, can I? I can. But it's still gonna hurt really bad. Because if I use Debilitate, they have a thing that is, they only lose 1 HP when I do something like this. So this guy is still feeling pretty confident. If I use this, then I can attack and kill it. But otherwise I can defend twice. And defending twice is 10. Which is pretty significant. It might honestly be smarter to do that. Actually, I'm just gonna kill him. I'm a bit concerned about having to get these slippery off of these other guys, honestly. Because sometimes getting them to die takes some time. They're going to be dealing 13 damage. I think that I'll just cycle through the deck. Because the next turn, I get shields. So this turn, I will, like, take nothing. Next turn, I get shields. And now I can just straight up do a bunch of attacks. We looked at the draw pile, and I felt like it looked pretty convenient for us. Nice. Not bad. Our potion that we got was also enemy loses HP at the end of each turn, which is okay with me. We have something that's Doom related. Doom is kind of like poison, but I don't think that we're going to be doing a Doom deck based off of what we have so far. It's not seeming like it would be very good with what we have, so I feel like we probably just take nothing here. Our card draw is kind of the thing that's worrying me. Flatten is removed from your deck. Dude, this event is so annoying where we're on a bridge and we can lose HP to make this one randomized. Debilitate, and it's the empowered one, so we have to hold on again. We'll just get rid of a defend. My gosh, that was terrifying. We probably should rest here. It's not really good to most likely not do that. Plus, we can, like, upgrade our cards in the middle of combat by using that one thing. We will just use this immediately just to make it so it dies. How this boss works is that they will be just slowly making themselves stronger, and we have to get them to a, like, certain HP to be able to get them to be stunned and lose the strength that they get, which is at 160. Because otherwise it's just going to continue attacking and, like, buffing itself over and over again. We will defy to make it so it does less damage to us, and we will also... Do I want to damage it yet? I feel like I want to make myself stay a little bit strong, even though if OC is going to be dealing more. I just want to defend against this guy and not really take too much. Wow. We do have the 18 block, and we have high 5 to apply vulnerable, and then now we can also deal 16 on top of that, so we did a tremendous amount, plus are barely going to take any damage from our relic, which is amazing. So now it's getting very low, so we're going to be able to, oh nice, we got debilitate too. Do that. We can cycle through the deck again if I really wanted to. High 5 again. Apply more vulnerability so we hit very, very, very hard. It's going to apply a debuff. The debuff that it's going to be applying is called, like, ringing, which causes us to only use one card next turn no matter what, and nothing else. 34 damage because of the vulnerability and debilitate on this guy, so we're still dishing out, honestly, very fast damage. This is looking really good so far. This is when we only can use one single card. But we can just defend for 8, which is pretty insane, honestly. That's very good. Because otherwise I can deal 40 damage right now. And it's only for this last turn that it has this. You know, I should probably do that instead. When you beat a boss, you heal for about 80% of your HP. So even though I'm going to take damage here, it's probably going to be okay. Because it's just going to die. Right now, actually. So the boss is dead. We will get a heal from this, and then we go on to the next act. The choices are things that are soul-related, which we have, like, none of, so we don't want that one. Not the Soul Storm. We have Reanimate to make OC strong as heck. And we also have the Scythe, which is a permanent damage card. But we don't really have the best things to use it, so I feel like I'd rather Reanimate for now. We get to also talk to this person that heals us, and they will give us a bonus effect. They can make it so my strikes and defense cost nothing. I can remove 4 cards from my deck, or I can make it so I have bonus energy, but it goes away at the start of Act 3. Dang, dude, those choices are definitely not the ones that I really enjoy. Making it so I guess all of my strikes and defense cost nothing could be okay. Remove 4 cards from your deck. Whenever you shuffle your draw pile, add Suit, which is an unplayable status card. So I'd be able to remove a ton of cards to make it so my deck is way thinner, but I feel like my deck isn't really completed yet. Eternal means that it can't be removed from my deck. For some reason I thought that said Ethereal possibly, so Eternal, so I can never remove my defense or my strikes, ever. Yeah, I'll take it. It strikes or defends. Damn. We have a reading comprehension issue. That's okay. We're going to immediately go to a shop. And I want to hit a question mark room on the way to the shop because there's certain cards that are meant for OC builds that are very good where you can like make it so you can get more summons frequently. We're going to use Debilitate immediately, make it so he does very little damage to us. And then we'll just Sick and then use Unleash to make it so OC gets a little bit stronger, even though OC is still going to be dying. We just got to damage them instead of doing anything else, though. This person takes my card and then flies up into the air. I will do High Five, which causes Flatten to now be able to dish out a ridiculous amount of damage, and then we will just make it so our cards are being buffed. We're, like, decently strong right now, but we also got an insane early game hand, because sometimes we're not going to be getting that. We have Bury, which does 52 damage, but it costs 4, which is absurd, but it can hit very hard. But Grave Blast allows me to take a card from my discard and put it back into my hand, which is sometimes insane. Because if you can get a decent amount of energy, you can... It doesn't bring stuff back from Exhaust, but what it can be used for is stuff like Sick 'em, where you do Sick 'em, bring it back, Sick 'em again, and if you get a hit with like another move that is a multi-hit move, you can summon very frequently a lot of stuff. So I'm kind of down to have that. Bring something back. Because we are about to hit a shop, I'm going to do this one, which is Divine. We just get to, like, click around. There's curses here, so I better not get a curse. I'll be so upset, by the way, if I do. I got it. Wow, I literally have never gotten a curse, and I did today. Yikes, dude. We see the relic. So that's what I'm going to be trying to get here. Because we have 3 more left to be able to get it. 2 more. And I could also grab a potion as well. This is just a normal card there, so I don't really care about that. At the start of each combat, add 2 random ethereal cards to your hand. Okay, cool. So, like, the good news about this is that ethereal cards will just exhaust themselves, if anything. So if I don't want them, I don't have to have them. Pretty tragic that I got a curse, though. And the curse that I got was also, at the end of your turn, if this is in your hand, gain 1 week. I don't like that. How these guys work is that they only can take 9 damage each time you hit them with anything. The one in the back is the weakest so far. So I'm going to hit him. We're also going to apply weak to this one so I don't take as much damage. I don't really care about using this power because I care more about my own HP at this point. And then we will just use probably like bodyguard and drain power just to try to kill the one in the back eventually. Osti's still doing fine. The one in the back can be killed here, which is great, but it will take multiple hits. Sadly, because we can't deal 10, we only can deal 9. But that's okay. We can debilitate. We'll do it on this one. I mean, I still can also parse just to see if I got anything else. Oh, nice. I got to do that as well, and we can still block. We barely take any damage. I lose a little bit of money because of the curse. That's okay. We can just kill this guy with Grave Blast and then just bring back, like, a 0-cost card. And just kill him immediately. So then I can use Flatten on this guy instead. We can't kill him immediately here, so instead I'm just going to use Summon, just to make it so Osti's super strong. They'll just attack Osti, and I can just chill back and just hit slowly just to kill. As long as we're keeping our HP high, we're okay. Don't really like any of these cards, so we're skipping again, and we're just going to go to the shop and see what we have available. If you did not play any attacks during your turn, get blocked. Whenever you rest, you can heal for more. Put an attack from your draw pile into your hand. We also have enemy loses strength, which sometimes could be very, very, very good. But I also wanted to get rid of something, so we're going to get rid of the weak one. I think the debt one probably isn't as important. We only can do that once per shop, and it costs more each time we do it. We have right hand, which makes it so whenever we play a card that costs 2 or more, we return it from our hand from the discard. That doesn't work when you use Flatten when it's free, in case you're wondering. But it sometimes could be, like, okay, because it, like, comes back, and if you're using, like, Sick'em, it sometimes is alright. I think that Snap might be better, though, because Snap means that you can apply Retain to something in your hand, and Retain means you can keep it, and if I did that on, like, something like Sick'em, I could try to wait for a nice synergy beforehand. And it's also an Osti attack move, too. Also, lethality is usually really absurd. Because increasing your damage that you're going to deal with a move with, like, a singular hit is very, very powerful. So I'm going to take that. Do I want the Enfeebling Touch or not? Because I don't really know if I want right hand. I feel like right hand doesn't really work very well. Yeah, Enfeebling Touch is honestly so good that I'm just going to take it. It can literally save entire runs by removing people's strength. This key thing is something I can do later on, but I have to fight this guy. It's going to happen in the next area. We would have to hold on to the key, which is a curse. It's probably a bit risky to try this. Otherwise, I can just have money right now. I think I'd rather have the money. We are not weak anymore, so we can also finally use this to smith something. And if we smith a Grave Blast, we can cause it to lose its exhaust so it doesn't get exhausted anymore. Because doing it on like Reanimate only gives 5 more, which usually doesn't really feel that good. So making it so I can use Grave Blast over and over again feels better. Interesting start. We have 2 enfeebling touches. If his attacks are fully blocked, it becomes stunned, which is pretty useful. But I don't even have any block cards. I don't know if making it so it does 0 counts as blocking. I think it doesn't. I believe. I can also, like, drink this and draw 5 more cards, too. I think for now I don't really want to do that, though. Our choices here are pretty bad. That's fine. I'm hoping that he's going to stun himself. I'm not sure if it's going to work this way, because I guess it's not technically blocking him. Let's just try to kill the weak one. I forgot what that one exactly does. We can also turn... What am I using again? Turn something into a soul. I can make it so it turns the curse into a soul. So then I don't have to draw that anymore. Sadly, it didn't do it on dead. That would have been pretty convenient. That's okay, though. So it did not stun him. It does not work that way. Darn, that is very sad. That is extremely sad. We can summon 20, but then I can't use anything else afterwards. If I was to draw a bunch of stuff, what would I even want? I feel like nothing really would solve this terrible situation that I'm in. I'm just gonna have to, like, kind of just tank it. I feel like it's the best method. We're just gonna have to tank it for now. So this guy will get stunned this combat because we'd have block from our captain's wheel. If I wanted to kill somebody... I think I'm just going to use this just to kill this guy. But we can't. But if I do this, it summons 3, which causes it to deal 10, so we can. And we just block. So now this person will get stunned. Now we can just focus on the other one. We'll just strike 2 times. I have lethality. But lethality can be used on something else instead. Or I can just continue blocking. I feel like I probably want to Grave Blast, flatten. Does 19. Punch him. Make it so there's a retain on this. This one's going to get exhausted, but that's whatever. I can deal some damage. I'm not going to get that much damage back onto me. We'll just kill that guy. Otherwise, he's going to continue debuffing us, and it's kind of annoying getting debuffed over and over again by him. We can do Bodyguard, use Grave Blast. That's going to give back Bodyguard. Not that it's necessarily that good, but at least we're not going to take damage from this guy, which is okay. The most important thing is just staying alive. Enfeebling Touch, we'll just be able to kill him. It's going to take some time, but as long as I never take damage each round, we can quickly go through it. We just pay attention to like how much damage they're going to be dealing. They can damage Osti as much as they want. They just can't damage me. Oh, we got another one that makes it so the enemy loses 9 HP every single turn. That's pretty nice. Although, we are still not getting anything to make Osti honestly strong. Which is really, really bad. Normal enemies drop more card rewards. I feel like we honestly continue fighting normal enemies then and not fighting the elites, because we need to find a card to make it so I'm powerful. This guy is going to summon dudes. I did get something that makes it so I get more card draw. I feel like that might be beneficial, but of course I did just make it so I will have to block this turn, though. Oh, I can get it back to my hand. Interesting. I feel like it's not even necessary, though. It's only doing 17. The turn after this one is when we get the block. So we would take damage. There's no way to really deal with that. Unless I, like, did the Grave Blast, but I kind of didn't want to do that. I felt like I wanted to, instead use it this way. Because I feel like I'm going to have to kill this guy to be able to win. Next combat, we also, if we don't use any attacks, but we will probably be able to, have the bonus from Art of War. I'm not going to do that, though. I'm just going to kill one of these, just so I take a little bit less damage from this next round. Because these little dudes will start attacking me, and that's going to be a little bit of a concern. We'll just use Lethality, Debilitate. We don't take any damage this turn anyways. Defy immediately. Deal some damage. That's all we can really do. I still have a way to make Osti a little bit stronger. Not that it's really necessary. That's fine. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to deal, or they're going to deal 14 damage to me. $14, huh? If I did sick him, then I can make it so I get a little bit of summon. Oh. This just kills everybody. Because lethality makes it so I deal a ridiculous amount, and because this is so ridiculous as well with, like, dealing additional damage, it's causing, like, it to synergize so well that I actually can kill all of them. Usually, I really pay attention to that with, like, other types of builds where I have one massive move, but I don't really have a massive move with what we have so far. So that's why I wasn't really paying attention to that part. We'll just do high five again and just kill it immediately because I'm pretty sure that, yeah, it dies. So we get to have 2, because of the prayer wheel, card rewards. Darn. This is stuff that we already have. And that's like stuff that we don't really need. Dang. The game is not giving me the things that I need to make myself powerful. If I continue adding retain to stuff, it's not that bad though. No, I don't think that I should add anything, honestly. Not yet, still. Oh, do I want to heal myself again? I think so. Because I feel like upgrading probably isn't that important still. We would rather fight a actual, just normal enemy rather than an elite. We will use this immediately onto it. This guy is going to summon a dude over and over and over and over again. It's actually so freaking annoying dealing with this guy. That was terrible order because I actually could have made it so I did a little bit bonus damage here. That's fine, though. We made a mistake. So that guy is going to do 17 damage, which is annoying. And then whenever we kill them, they will literally immediately come back. But if I do unleash now, but then it doesn't work that way. Yeah, so I just have to, like, kill it probably immediately. If I did spur, then I can make it so I kill it, and then I use flatten on the other dude, though. Alright, we can make it a little bit more efficient. He'll just continue bringing it back every single turn, though. If we do sick 'em... Pretty sure I did that incorrectly. It's fine, though. So what I'm going to do instead is something like this. We bring back flatten because it will be free. We still got a decent amount of damage onto that guy because that's the most important thing. He needs to die. I don't have a way to, unfortunately, not kill him here. But despite that, we still wouldn't take any damage, though. Damn, what a terrible hand. I could draw 3, though. 24 damage. I really wish that I was able to use reanimate into unleash here. That would have been crazy good. But I still can probably do reanimate into strike that to kill it. So then I don't take 23. That guy does 17. I don't immediately die just yet. We can kill that and also apply it onto the other dude, so then we can finally hit him with something even better. Now he should die next turn, so we were able to get through all of them. Okay. We grab a regen potion. I kind of like my other potions more. Ah, we got Rattle. Yep, that's what I've been honestly looking for. Hits an additional time for each other time he has attacked this turn. Rattle synergizes with Sick 'em because if you do both, it literally can be really crazy if you can make it so you have a little bit of energy to work with. So I'm glad that we found that. We also found Borrowed Time, which is also incredible sometimes because Borrowed Time allows you to apply Doom to yourself, but you get bonus energy. Now, I still probably want to get rid of that curse card, so I think we should just immediately rotate over to that thing over there. Lose Powder, Demise, but I get an enchanted attack with Vigorous 8. We're going to put that on Rattle. It makes it so the first time that it is played, it does an additional damage, but because this is a multi-hit move, the Synergy just shoots up really fast. That makes this card so much better. So that's good. I like that. Haha. And we're just going to remove the curse. Let's get rid of our debt. I don't want to deal with that. We don't really have that much of a concern in this fight at being this HP, I think. So because of that, I'm probably going to view upgrades, and usually I like doing the one of borrowed time because that means that you can make it so it gets more energy, which synergizes with just... Even though I could make stuff deal more damage, if I have more energy, that could like be even better for using more moves and also just be better for like using powers and stuff. So I find that usually upgrading that is like more efficient than other stuff. Okay, so going into this battle, they have two different ways of attacking with the back attack and not. The left hand does a charge move, so I feel like a lot of times killing the left hand can be very useful. So I'm going to use the Powder Demise on that one, because I just want to make sure that it starts dying. But I still have to turn around so I don't take as much damage from the other guy. I'll use Debilitate, so this one hopefully can be bursted somehow. We also do have, like, borrowed time, but I'm just not gonna... Oh, wait. If I use Lethality first, is that, like, better? Okay, it does, like, a tiny, tiny amount more. We'll also use Parse. So, Debilitate. We have Grave Blast. Honestly, if we use Grave Blast here, we can bring back Borrowed Time, use it again, give ourselves a pretty ridiculous amount of, like, stuff. Use this to make it so I will get rid of my Ascender's Bane, so now that turns into something else. We also still have Bodyguard, and we have Rattle. So what I'll do is that I will Rattle this one, and we're not turned around, of course, but Flatten will now cost 0 because I used another Osti card, which allows me to turn around. I'll take big damage, but honestly, I didn't have any defense cards unless I used Bottled Potential. If we defy this, it will make it so it does, like, absolutely 0 damage. Well, not 0, but, you know, a lot less, of course. And if I use High Five, I can hit both of them and also apply Vulnerability to it, but it will make it so I can't use Lethality. But I don't have a way to apply Vulnerability really that easily, and I do have the Debilitate on it, which is most likely kind of a big deal to be able to actually win this quickly. Because once you kill one claw, the other one gets upset and gets strength, which is bad. The most important thing here... Okay, actually, it's only... Okay, we have, like, the Captain's Wheel, so that's giving us a pretty ridiculous amount of blocks, so we might be able to, honestly, almost kill this one instantly. I think. Let's just use the Bottled Potential to draw a bunch just to make it so we get it very, very low. We have Rattle. So the goal of this is to not necessarily kill it, because I'm worried that if I kill it, this one gets strength, and then it's going to hit me. I guess that I would turn around. It lived with one. I guess we could have found out, huh? Okay, so this one's upset. He has 99 armor. Okay, cool, dude. That's sick. I guess I can't really do anything about that, can I? Neat. Brave Blast, Snap, add Retain to sick 'em. Just buff this guy a little bit, maybe. I don't know if I really care about the parse. I don't know if I can really do anything with it. Oh my gosh, this is a little bit stressful right now. 23 damage. That feels doable. We can deal with that, I think. Use this, get rid of another card, use Soul, see what we get. I can also use this in Borrowed Time. If I'm able to hit this guy, I can deal, like, quite a bit, but... yeah, I mean, it's probably just necessary. So we'll do Sick 'em into Unleash into Rattle, which will cause Osti to buff himself a little bit, so we will lose Osti, but not immediately lose. Because we're getting close to where Doom can kill me. Now he's going to deal 23, but I have Defy. I also have Reanimate. If I am to use Defy here... and block, then that will give me 11. But I'll lose the Defy. Because he's going to deal 17, which will go through my 12. And my 12 then will mean that I still take 5. So it wouldn't bring me into Doom range. So I'm okay. So now I can summon Osti for a ridiculous amount. Use this so I barely take any damage onto Osti and hold on to the Rattle. And we're okay. If I use Borrowed Time, I do not die. But he is about to dish out a lot of damage. In fact, it's almost so much damage that I would say that basically we probably have to win on this turn. Unless I got Enfeebling Touch, I guess. Okay. We draw 2. We did not really get the stuff that I needed. $31 from Osti, and he deals 32. So I would not die, but Osti is dead. And thankfully, he is buffing himself instead of attacking me. Thank goodness, dude. Oh my gosh, dude, that was stressful. But we got him. Ah, Sentry mode makes it so you get Sweeping Gaze, and also this makes it so you're able to draw more, but you start applying Doom to yourself every single turn. It sometimes could be kind of useful for, like, chaining combos or having X-type moves, but I don't really have any of those. Otherwise, I can reanimate and just hit very hard. I feel like, honestly, I'm just going to take that. I feel like that's the best way to play. At the start of your turn, draw 2 additional cards. You may not draw cards during your turn, or draw additional cards. So that would make my parse useless. But I can bring stuff back. Add 3 wishes, which allows you to put a card from your draw pile into your hand after getting curses. Create an ethereal copy of the first attack you play each turn. An ethereal copy, huh? An ethereal copy of Rattle would be very interesting. We also have to fight a double boss at the end. I'm going to take that. Oh, man, I definitely am not the most confident in my deck right now. To win versus the final boss sounds like a bit of a burden right now. I'm going to go for the question marks in the camps. Most likely not going to be going for... Huh, I could actually do Enfeeble on the other one, too. How these guys work is that they're going to be biting us, and when they bite us, they also reduce our HP permanently. If it is unblocked, that is. So it's kind of a big deal. I'm going to use the Fire Potion just to kill this one. I mean, I'll just bring it back and just continue hitting. I mean, that was definitely not bad for turn 1 versus these guys. Damn, too bad that there's like... Oh, wait, I guess I can, like, parse just to see what else I get. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to take damage no matter what here. If I use lethality and rattle, I can kill one of them. But then the other one still does 16. The first attack that I use each turn is used again. Or, like, you get an ethereal copy, I mean. If I was to use lethality, then I could strike, but it wouldn't kill, dang, because it would only deal 9, and this would live with 1. What a dilemma. I mean, I could make it so, of course, I take a lot less. I won't be able to kill this one, though. Would have been nice. So we'll just take a little bit of damage. I don't think that we could honestly defend it. It's just that our deck is honestly not the best. Potion of Doom. Grave Blast. Oh, Invoke can sometimes go very hard. I'll take the Invoke. For this, it doesn't really feel like anything there is very good, so we're not going to be taking that one. We'll just go to a random question mark. We got the Merchant that is like a fake merchant. I don't want anything here. We do have a potion to use. We also have Enfeebling Touch to use on this guy immediately as well, which is very beneficial, because I can make him deal absolutely 0 to us. If I use Rattle once, I can use Rattle again, but then I get hit. But I can deal a substantial amount of damage, which might be even better than, honestly, the amount of damage that I'm going to be taking. Because I took 5. And now that guy's almost dead. We'll use Defy and kill that guy, I think. Because what we're going to do is that we'll use Grave Blast to get Enfeebling Touch, so then I use it on this guy so he doesn't deal damage to me again while we kill this other dude. But we can't exactly kill him straight up because... Oh, actually, we can. There. You're about to buff yourself? Can you not do that? I don't really appreciate that, dude. We're doing stuff out of order here because I think that it doesn't really matter what I do to kill this guy. I think that he just dies. I figured. Countdown, Ethereal, Fetch. This is the first time this card has been played. You draw 1 card. That's pretty convenient. That is, honestly, probably one of the best things I could have had here. I think that's fine. I don't need anything else. We'll just go to a regular combat again. This guy's about to just put a bunch of stuff in my deck, because that's what he does. What I can do, though, is add a ridiculous amount of that effect onto him, because I feel like that hopefully will mess him up pretty badly. Because we now, if we get any vulnerability or anything like that, it could be very useful, which we did get. But we did not really draw anything to defend ourselves whatsoever. But Fetch can be used twice because it creates an ethereal copy. We still didn't really get much defend cards, darn. I was really hoping for a little bit better stuff for that. Still, like, okay, though. Definitely could have been a lot worse, that's for sure. Like, if I get another fetch... If I was able to get Borrowed Time, that'd be so good. I feel like it's worth risking it, I guess. We did not get it, sad. But that's why we're heading towards the freaking campfire, because I knew I was probably going to be dying on the way to the boss pretty easily, considering my strength as my character is terrible right now. We'll just summon 20 immediately. Let's just make it so I have a big amount of Osti for us. 48 damage from that, 28 damage on this. We won't be able to kill, but at least we won't take, like, any damage, right? Because it's just gonna hit Osti, so we're just kind of chilling. Dude, this music box is definitely working wonders for us right now. Snap for more retain. I don't think it's necessary, I guess. I feel like none of these really fit. Dude, I really needed a probably, you know, more than just reanimate as my rare cards to make this a lot easier for myself. The ones that it's giving me is definitely not that good. I can add regret to my deck. There's no shops on this side, really. Because if I reached a shop, it would be so worth to honestly spend my cash to try to get something ridiculous, but since there's no shops except for right there, it's probably not very good. We will just heal instead. It's probably the thing that I should be doing, because we're almost there. Every combat, all of the enemies start 1 week, so they deal less damage to us. That's not that bad. I'm okay with that. Because these guys are difficult to kill sometimes. And I don't want to be taking any damage whatsoever. I can make this one deal way less to me. But I also can do it to that other one too. Let's apply Doom onto the back one, so that guy's gonna die next turn. And then we'll use Ethereal on this one. And we'll just have to tank a little bit of damage, because I still feel that the best thing to do is probably use Lethality so I hit very hard, because I won't be able to one-shot one right now, right? Because I can just cause this one to at least hit twice. I'll just go for the one that's not attacking now. We could have used the lethality immediately, too. You know what? Maybe using the rattle isn't that bad. Nice. I'm actually so happy that I actually damaged that one, so it just immediately dies. What I will do... Kill that one. And we will just try to make it so we can probably bring back something to defend with. Because if I was to do Sick 'em into Rattle, I would deal 5 plus... Whoops. 14, so it's 19. Yeah, that's not enough. But if I defy this, and I use Enfeebling Touch, I can make it so it literally does no damage so I don't die. We get 18 block for this turn, of course. That makes my life way easier. We can use that on just... We could use it on the Borrowed Time, why not? I don't really have to use it immediately. We can also use it on something else, too. We'll use it on Flat and kill that one. Very nice. Fetch. Fetch. Reanimate. Borrowed Time. Unleash just to hit very, very hard. We have another Grave Blast. And another Defy. We also have a Parse. No, I feel like I still don't add anything to my deck. I feel like we still are... Oh. Another Fetch. I honestly think I grab it. I think we just grab as many fetches as we can. Because if I wanted to remove a card... I don't know, I don't even think that I have anything that I want to remove. I just want to make it so I can draw more cards and get OC to be stronger at this point. It's like the only way to play. I'm down for a potion too. Okay. Because bringing that back to my hand, is that even useful? I'll grab it. We'll grab the power potion too. We'll just continue doing normal fights. This guy makes it so whenever you use a power, you will take damage. Which is something you don't want to be happening. I can reanimate just to make my guy strong immediately. Just attack this guy twice, just do a little bit of damage. Just wait. 21 damage. Good thing we have Enfeebling Touch. That is very useful. Parse. Upgrade our cards. He got a little bit of strength for himself. I can do right hand into right hand. Into rattle. Into grave blast. Into rattle. And he dies. Sick. See, that was probably one of the best possible draw, like, synergies that we've had so far. We have weak... Oh, man, but we also have this Sikkim thing that could make OC so powerful, and I'm a little bit worried that maybe the only way for us to honestly make us OP is by using Sikkim instead of this. Oh, the choices here. I'll take Sikkim. Wow, we do have this other one too. Wow, I can get 6 block each time I do it? That's kind of crazy. Dredge is also not bad though, because I can bring back some cards that I put back in my... discard. My deck is kind of big, though. I'll take this instead. We got the Frog Knight, who's gonna make me weaker. If I do Sikkim, I can do Sikkim twice and then fetch. Not use that. That will allow me to get a bit of summon off, a little bit. Wow, us drawing that was kind of crazy good. Now, we'll just apply weak and vulnerable. He won't be able to kill my guy immediately. He does 17 damage for this turn. I got borrowed time, which is amazing, thankfully. If I was to use Grave Blast, I can bring something back to my hand. If I brought back Sikkim, I can do the Sikkim again and use Unleash. Otherwise, I'd bring back Fetch. But if I use Grave Blast, then it's going to automatically use... Oh, that's right. Damn, you deal a lot of damage for honestly being weak right now. You don't feel very weak to me. Debilitate can, of course, make it so, like, he actually does get much weaker, of course. Still kind of crazy, though, to me, that he doesn't feel weak at all. I'll get borrowed time again. Let's just make it so we can just use all of our moves here. I'll just take 1 damage. Lethality. Darn, I really wish that I could hold on to this. But I can't. Hits 3 times, but there's also high 5. We'll do it. 45! Hey, bro. Hey there, dude. That is absolutely bonkers, man. To be trying something like that. You're making me panic. At least we got another potion afterwards. The Wisp usually isn't very good, but at least it's a empowered one, which allows you to retain it. And we are right at the end. Whenever you exhaust a card, or every 5 times you draw a card, and now we are at the very, very end, where we can either heal or we can smith. If I was to smith, I would probably want to smith. Maybe invoke, honestly. Because that 1 extra power can sometimes do a lot. Otherwise, I should just... Maybe I should just rest. I healed for 18. It would over-heal myself. But being full HP sometimes could be very beneficial, right? No, let's just smith. I take it back. Let's smith drain power so I just get lucky. And hopefully that it will actually work in the way that... I'm just kidding. I'm just going to do this one instead. Alright, we committed. We will now fight 2 bosses in a row. Boy, do I wish that I could not get one shot here. So, if I use this, I can get 1 extra energy per turn. But... man, having no energy sucks. I'm about to take so much damage. I've decided to commit to just making it so I take a little bit less right now. I figured that it's smarter. We'll use this potion. Let's retain our hand. For Queen, they're going to put a debuff onto me, so the first 3 cards that I draw will now, sadly... oh my gosh, wait a second. If I use fetch, I then can get another fetch, which allows me to be able to use it twice, which allows Rattle to get very strong, but Rattle is obviously not going to be super, super powerful because, I mean, we still have to do some stuff. We also do got to keep this hand for next combat too, because we do have retain hand for one more time. So I could also like use debilitate first and save the fetch. Okay, the good news is that we also have learned that when you get the free card, it doesn't work that way, so that could have been really bad if I did it the other way. Let's make it so we're stronger with this. And then we will make it so my moves are also stronger with this. And then we will end our turn. You won't deal enough to kill any of my guys. And we have a lot of stuff going for us now. I have borrowed time. And I have Sick'em. Borrowed time into Sick'em, into Sick'em, into Fetch, into Sick'em, into Right Hand, into Grave Blast. Would I want to bring back Borrowed Time? Bringing back Rattle doesn't really do anything because I won't be able to use it. But if I bring back Fetch, it can be used, or Right Hand, doesn't really matter, really. So I just made Osti have 95 HP, thankfully. That definitely helps out a lot. Thank goodness, dude. 145 damage. You can hit me hard. Go ahead, dude. Go ahead. Let's just make him weak. Let's actually use Enfeebling, and then use this, just to make him even weaker, so we just can hit him. Let's make it so Osti survives. I add a retain to my hand. My Wisp will be retained. My Flatten will not. I can add like this. $12 times 5, that's 60 damage. 73 from that. Wow, it's crazy how this is still so challenging despite us being so freaking powerful. It's just because we never really did find something insanely strong for damage. Which is really crazy to me. I know that's gonna make it so that's not very effective, but that's okay. We can either heal for 8 or we get 6, but we also deal 55, and we do need to kill this guy, obviously. So we will take a little bit of damage, because they will kill Osti. Why do you have to die, OC? Why did you have to die? Not getting any fetches sucks. That is for sure. Definitely would have liked to have some fetches here. I have so many Sickums. Huh. $21 damage. 21 HP left. Got borrowed time. But I did not get any draw. That's the, like, craziest thing. The not having any draw is, super bad. All right. I don't know how we're gonna beat the next boss. Jeez. But we did it for this guy. Okay. We have 21 HP in a dream. So, the door was reworked, and it goes through stages. And the stages are that you will exhaust cards, you will not be able to draw cards, and cards will cost one more for the first card used. Upon summoning, all of the debuffs are immediately removed. Firstly, we're just going to, like, drink a potion because it just gives us strength. So, if I am to use Defy, it's to make it so I can take Defy back in the future. I have Snap, which is also pretty decent. We have a lot of ethereal things, but I believe because you can't even damage it, and I can't start off with, like, applying this to it, which would make it so it, like, takes that, like, vulnerable effect, because then I could, like, apply a bunch of debuffs and stuff, and right when it goes up, the debuffs don't work. We're instead going to do Snap, and we're going to probably just use it onto our Debilitate, so we can keep it. And then we can Snap again, because we get that one ethereal copy of it. And I can put that onto the only other ethereal thing, or not ethereal thing, which is Bodyguard, so I don't have to use it immediately. But I don't have many things that apply weak. And because I'm so low, and this Debilitate is so good with weak, I'd rather just now save it, because all this other stuff is just going to disappear. So we will end our turn. We will get to keep the Debilitate and the Bodyguard. And this first stage is Hunger, which will make it so anything we ever use immediately gets exhausted. Which isn't that bad to use for Bodyguard, at least. But do I want to use it on Debilitate too? Because what's going to happen is that, like, let's just pretend I just use Bodyguard here. Now I got a Strike, which is okay. I can get rid of Strike, which will cause me to get another Strike, because then it is exhausting itself, which is okay. I'm fine with that. It's going to deal 26 damage. If I Spur, I can get it up to 10. And almost, I could, like, exhaust again. I feel like, honestly, exhausting my cards isn't even that bad. Next turn, I get Block. I take 26, so I'll go down to, like... I'll, you know, get pretty low. 5 HP. Now we have Grave Blast. Grave Blast can be used to bring back Defy, and I have Debilitate still too, which is pretty nice. But I also have Fetch. So if I use Fetch... Firstly, let's just use this. I can draw another... No, I can't draw cards. But I can bring cards back, which is good. So we will do Debilitate. Or... Grave Blast. Get Defy. Use Defy. Use Debilitate. Now he has that debuff onto him that is really frustrating. Because it makes it deal way less. If I use High Five here, I can immediately make him... also... become a little bit vulnerable. Because I am full blocking his damage. If I use Grave Blast, I could bring back like a little bit of damage. But I also can snap. So if I snap High Five, we'll just use the block. I can keep it. This one is where it costs more to use stuff. I want to use Reanimate, but I can't. If I use Borrowed Time, I don't die. I can now use Reanimate. And then we'll Wisp into High Five just to make it so I hit him hard. So, he's gonna deal 38, or, yeah, 36. I can apply Weak to him. I still have Debilitate on him. So now I won't die. How many Sickums do I have? I do have more. Because I'm going to exhaust it by using it. And I probably would rather use Sickum immediately. So I also can buff Osti to become stronger immediately. How many fetches do I have? I have another one. So because of that, if I sick him into fetch, or just right hand into fetch, whatever it might be, I can do a pretty insane amount. I still have Enfeebling Touch, but I can't get Enfeebling Touch to be used, but it's not going to kill me, so it's okay. Because he's going to deal damage to Osti and not me. We got Reanimate. This is where I can't draw more cards. And I still have Rattle, but I can't do anything with it. And because I can't draw cards, then I probably should just Reanimate. So now it's at 44. End turn. They buff again. Rattle is possible to come back. With Grave Blast only. I have another Grave Blast coming up. I applied to vulnerable, that's like decent, but it costs 3, which sucks. I could just sick him and do 1 high 5. My debilitate also, sadly, is like not really on him either. Sick him. I can retain the high 5, and I can retain debilitate. Since I'm retaining debilitate, I think I use high 5 here. $46 damage. But I can draw my cards. There's also a defy, which will make debilitate so much stronger. I should immediately use fetch, because if I use fetch, I can draw more cards. Even if it gets exhausted. I still have the defy. And I have now a grave blast. I have borrowed time as well. If I for some reason think I can win right now. Rattle has not been used a single time. So it hits really freaking hard. And I can apply debilitate to it. So if I did debilitate, borrowed time, flatten, fetch. The worst thing would be my deck redoes itself. That would be bad. Firstly, making it so it takes double damage from debilitate probably is necessary. Or double weak, depending on, like, if for some reason I use this and it shows that it's not going to kill me, that would be pretty nice. So the thing that I want is to use Grave Blast to bring back my Rattle. $38 damage times 4. Snap. I lose at the end of this turn if we don't win. But I'm pretty sure that he dies. Okay. And that's how we beat Ascension 10 on Necromancer. We did it. Wow, that's crazy. If you made it this far in the video, wow, that's crazy. It is currently now April 2nd, and I actually recorded one way earlier, and my recording button didn't work, and I spent 2 hours of, like, recording, and it didn't go, so that sucks, so I had to do it all over again, and I've been playing this all day, so I'm glad that I was able to do something. Happy April Fools. Jeez, dude, that took so freaking long, but we were able to do it. Cool. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Have a great day and all that. Farewell, bye.